Blue Lock Chapter 333 has finally released its official chapter, with the match of Blue Lock versus France currently underway. With the matchup of Rin Itoshi and Rin Loki about to commence, what is going to occur between the two strongest strikers of their respective countries? Well, in today's video, I'll be going through the events of the latest chapter and giving you my thoughts and predictions as to how the events of this latest chapter could impact the rest of the Blue Lock story. Now, unlike my leak videos, which have low quality images and inaccurate translations, this one is the official chapter, so all high quality images, official translations, that way you can enjoy the series in its truest and most complete form. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. The chapter begins with the matchup between Rin and Loki as it is about to begin as France readies their defense. The opening tagline to the chapter says, "Finally, they clash head-on. The Japan versus France number 10 showdown. Don't miss this moment of ego." The chapter is titled Chapter 333, Natural Born. As Loki prepares to rush Rin, he immediately thinks ahead, hitting Loki with Sai's iconic cross-elastico nutmeg technique. However, Loki isn't beaten so easily as he immediately spins and activates Godspeed, rushing towards Rin. As Loki catches up to him, he's determined not to end their little matchup. Loki tries to extend his arm, however Rin swats it away, creating this wind flare across the ground. Loki, Gabon, and France's keeper stay ready as Rin grows impatient. He launches himself directly into the air, preparing to swing, as Loki begins to rush in, pressing him directly. Rin then crashes into Loki, swinging his leg into the ball, sending it flying towards the net. All of a sudden, however, Ugo appears, intercepting Rin's shot as calm as can be. The ball flies over the goal, out of bounds, as the announcers begin the dialogue for this chapter. "Ah, so close. Ugo's incredible block protected France's goal." The stadium roars in awe as Isagi simply stares in silence. He begins to think to himself, reflecting not just on that play, but also France's strategy for them. Is he for real? Did they predict that shot too? They knew Rin likes to shoot while colliding with defenders, so Loki restricted his shot course and Ugo blocked it. No, it's not just that. All the tactics we prepared, plus the quirks of our individual skills, and even the ways of our thinking have been logically analyzed. We get a view of the entire France team, minus Ugo, as Isagi continues his internal dialogue. They have the right guys in the right place and are performing at 100%. It's a team of ultimate suitability. Is there any way for us to beat France? Ugo interjects Isagi's thinking, sparking up a continued dialogue from last chapter. You Blue Lock guys are good. Taking the diligent and clever group dynamics of Japanese soccer and mixing in the individualistic philosophy of everyone striving to be the world's best striker produces a hybrid team with the best of both attributes. Your coach must be an exceptional man to have pulled off this experiment, but its effectiveness ends here. Talent, 66%. Environment, 33%. Ugo holds up his hand, however. Luck, 1%. I believe these are the percentages of the components needed for victory. But as for Blue Lock, this team has been scraping by on the 1% luck that you pull in, Yoichi Isagi. Ugo reflects on Isagi's goals, being the luck goal from the Japan U20 match and the new Egoist League Demon King goal from the PXG game. Therefore, preventing that luck from occurring is the optimal way to crush Blue Lock. Isagi gets pissed off. "Just try it, you arrogant bastard. See? That irritated yapping proves that I hit the mark." Isagi is left starstruck. And as for this serious case of Yoichi Isagi dependency, Ugo continues as we see Isagi is now at the center of the Blue Lock logo as chains extend from it. Right now, this team continues to grow by means of your boundless imagination. Paradoxically, this means you can't be allowed to stop thinking or evolving. The moment you stop growing, your team will collapse. That pressure is causing you anxiety, making your plays easy to predict and crush. Ugo continues as Isagi reflects on the moments before the France game and is internally distraught. Actually, the instant you felt any pressure in this scenario proved you're unsuitable to be number one. If you were suitable, wouldn't you be overjoyed right now to be the center of the world's attention? Ugo then points over at Loki as he continues. Loki, on the other hand, is a perfect fit. He was born with the best physical abilities in the world and lacks the slightest doubt that he can become the world's best striker. His body and mind are utterly suitable to make him the natural born number one. We see Loki as these Godspeed particles shine off of him. Ugo then holds up a number 2 with his hands. I'll help him along and get him to where he couldn't go on his own. I want to be the world's second best. Isagi is confused. Huh? You get it, right? Yoichi Isagi? It doesn't mean you're in second place. It means you can have a bird's eye view as you control your organization from the second highest spot. You understand the number 1 most of all, and you're basically equals. Ugo then begins to clench his fist as he gives an offer to Isagi. Follow this path, Yoichi Isagi. If you embrace your destiny as second best, Blue Lock can get even stronger. As Isagi appears frozen in the face of this offer, Ugo gives him a warning. However, if you continue to strive to be the world's best striker, Blue Lock will be annihilated here. On the final page of the chapter, we see France and Japan preparing for a corner kick as we see that Bachara is the kicker. Rin is marking Loki as Isagi is pissed, with Karasu just chilling for the vibes. The closing tagline to the chapter says, "A declaration of destruction to Blue Lock Japan. How will they oppose the aptitude fatalist? No break next week." To be continued in chapter 334, Time of Awakening. And that was the chapter, and wow, I have a lot to talk about for this chapter. Before I get into my thoughts, I want to remind you guys that if you are enjoying this video so far, to leave me a like and subscribe down below to show your support for more Blue Lock content just like this. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the matchup between Rin and Loki. Now, if you saw my TikToks or shorts or my take on this whatsoever, you would know I had full confidence that Rin was going to score here. And in hindsight, I thought I had it locked down. I thought my prediction was solid. But the events of this chapter were just so insane to me. Rin hitting Loki with the cross Elastico Nutmeg, for example, was not on my bucket list of things I expected to happen. But based on that and the fact of other future events, Rin did technically beat Loki. So are we now putting Loki on fraud watch? Okay, obviously we don't put Loki on fraud watch, but let's consider it a little bit. I mean, so far this game, Loki has not even touched the ball a single time. And while we don't know how much time has actually passed in the France game till now, I think that's something to notice. And when you do look at it, Rin did beat Loki here. If not for Ugo, Rin's shot likely would have gone in the net. Now, you can chalk this up to Loki knowing and trusting in Ugo to appear and stop the shot, but it just makes me wonder how Rin was even able to beat him one-on-one here. In the future, if Loki admits that he made a deal or a bet to not touch the ball for the first half of the game or until Blue Lock scores their first goal, then come back here and tell me I was wrong, because it makes sense. And also, plus 100 aura to Loki if he did do that, because that's fucking insane. But speaking of the block, did anyone notice that it parallels Kaiser and Isagi's block in the PXG game? Like, in this moment, the positioning of Isagi and Loki and Ugo and Kaiser are nearly identical. And to me, it makes sense that France was able to stop Rin here with that technique. I mean, Loki was literally watching Rin get beat by both Kaiser and Isagi in that moment, so he basically got a free blueprint as to how to handle him. Plus, with Rin's obsession with crashing into someone to score, it makes sense that Ugo would be prepared for it, of all people. And speaking on this moment, does this essentially confirm that Ugo is better than NEL Kaiser? I mean, when Kaiser and Isagi did that play, Kaiser barely managed to get a touch on the ball, which forced Gagamaru to come in clutch. But with Ugo, he completely shut the play down, and this is off of Rin with an additional 50 days of training. So Ugo might upscale Kaiser now. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is Ugo's analysis of Isagi here. Can I just say, though, I love these yap-based chapters where it's someone else's internal monologue or someone else's thought process as opposed to Isagi. Ugo fully reading and understanding Isagi is just such a great twist. To see the character who always learns and adapts finally meeting his match is just honestly great. And I'm gonna be honest, I know that Isagi is number 1, but where the hell did all this dependency on him come from? Like, you got Chigiri out here saying, it'll be okay, we have Isagi. Like, bro, you were the same guy who was just blitzing everyone 2 months ago, talking so much shit about how their evolution is slow. Like, come on, bro. What happened to that guy? And hell, what happened to all of you guys? What happened to all you egoists? Why are you suddenly so dependent on Isagi? Like, again, you're supposed to be egoists, so where is that ego? In the Nigeria game, you guys weren't like this, so what the hell happened? Also, hello? Rin is also #1 with Isagi. This guy has been #1 since Blue Lock started, but all of a sudden Isagi is the main focus? Yeah, I don't know. To me, that's a little bit of some bad writing. But I really do appreciate Ugo's dream and ideology here. Ugo desires to be #2 based on his proximity to Loki when it comes to the world stage. To Ugo, so long as Loki exists, he will never have a shot at being #1. You know what this reminds me a lot of? Sai and Rin's interactions during their backstory. Rin was always so focused on becoming #2 since Sai was always around and wanted to be #1. And I think that parallels very well here. This makes me wonder how Sai and Ugo would interact with each other, assuming Japan faces off against France again in the future. And also, to me, it seems like Ugo lacks an ego, kind of like Nagi. He's complacent in his desires and honestly seems very restricted by the rules of the world and this ideology that he's grown. Hell, this chapter gave us a lot of data on who he is, his ideology, his ego type, and tons of different character points that could potentially lead to his development in the future. It's very interesting. I made a video a long time ago when Bunny dropped about the future potential for his character, so maybe I can make one on Ugo here too. Going into another parallel, it seems like Ugo is paralleling Isagi in the Nigeria game, where he challenges them to surpass his creativity and his own curiosity. Speaking of curiosity, I wonder what this means for Isagi. Now, before people start saying it, I want to just put this out there that Ugo is correct in his philosophy and analysis of Blue Lock and Isagi here. Like, no matter how you look at it, everything he said in this chapter is correct as it currently relates to Isagi and Blue Lock. Like, that's undeniable. But also his core philosophy is very, right. People who grow outside of what they are suited for will collapse and never achieve anything. It's like what Chris Prince said in the meeting with the Manshan City Blue Lockers, where he discussed the sprinter with the body armor. Playing in a way that is unsuitable for you will always have drastic consequences. And Ugo's proposal to Isagi is interesting here because what if Isagi accepts? Like, in Isagi's mind, he has to know what Ugo is saying is correct. Like, he has to know, damn, this guy's kind of right. This isn't like the geniuses before who fought and spoke on instinct. This is a talented learner who parallels him in total rationality. There's no way in my mind that Isagi doesn't just consider it, at least. And I think that this next chapter will definitely challenge Isagi's philosophy as it relates to Ugo's offer. But I'll get into that in a minute. Another thing I wanted to talk about is Ugo's dialogue as it relates to Ego. Whenever we see Ego in this chapter, it's under the context of Ugo speaking to Isagi. At first, it's when Ugo says, "Your coach is excellent and successfully carried out that experiment, but this is as far as it goes." And the second time is when Ugo says, "But if you continue to aim for the world's #1 striker, then Blue Lock will end here forever." That can't be a coincidence, right? The conversation about the god of soccer prior to the France game, to the mention of aiming to become the world's best even when you're unsuited for it, this has got to be related to Ego's backstory in some way, right? Maybe Ego experienced this god of soccer when trying to surpass Noah and became #1 in that moment, even though he wasn't suited for it. People have compared Isagi and Ego a lot in the story, so it wouldn't surprise me if something like that is going to happen next chapter. But as for my prediction of the next chapter, let's just get into it. With it being a corner kick, I can see several possibilities. The first one being unrelated to Isagi is an Aiku goal. With corner kicks, you are really going to want someone with high jumping ability and good skill with headers who can header the ball in and score off of a corner kick. And as for Blue Lock's current goal scorers on the pitch right now, none of them can really handle aerial dominance. And before you ask, you can't sub in any players during corner kicks, meaning someone like Shido can't come onto the pitch. I would wish he would come on right now for this corner, but I don't think he can. Bringing Aiku up though, he's got the physique and the jumping skill, but also the skill with headers to handle something like this. So maybe we could potentially see an Aiku goal here. Some people might think that Karasu has something to do with this next chapter since he appeared at the ending of this one, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know why he's here. My other prediction relates to Isagi potentially overcompensating. during this next play, and it results in him getting subbed off. With Ugo offering this deal to Isagi about joining him to become the second best, I'm sure Isagi will attempt to reject this ideology. And I think with this next play, he'll do that. Or he'll attempt to do that. Considering Bachira is the kicker, we could see Isagi try to force a play out of Bachira, something similar to what they did during the Nigeria game. Ugo could try and stop Isagi from doing the two-gun again, and he instead tries to overcompensate and do it, which could lead to an injury for Isagi. Or even worse, Bachira could send a pass not meant for him, and he could try to steal the goal to overcompensate and reject Ugo's ideology. Like, imagine Bachira sends a high ball to Aiku, who comes up for a header, and Isagi interjects it, and the ball gets lost, and Loki blitzes down the field and scores. This would be an insane detriment to Isagi and Blue Lock, and could be reason for him being subbed off. Isagi is now becoming a liability and needs to be removed. This would parallel very well with Kaiser and Ness in the PXG game. Isagi is now trying to steal passes like Kaiser did, and now he's falling off. Except Isagi isn't restrictive, so he won't evolve from this. He'll only sink lower. And as compared by Yukimiya, Ness was like a cancer cell in the PXG game, and that's what Isagi is now to Blue Lock. All the signs are pointing towards Isagi getting benched. This is even more important from the scope of side B, since Nagi wants to crush Blue Lock and Isagi stealing the throne away from him. This is how that happens. Especially if Nagi were to return in an earlier game than they're predicting, like the England game. If he shows up before the group stage ends, going into the knockout stage, Blue Lock might not really need Isagi for anything. Everything that's going on is leading to an Isagi fall off, and he's going to have a hard one too. And with that, those were just the events of Blue Lock chapter 333. When it comes to this match, I do have a lot of mixed feelings as it relates to the narrative and the story going on right now, but I have my faith in Nomura and Kaneshiro. I think that they're going to pull through, and this game is going to be one of the best in the series. But aside from that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video and will continue to enjoy it in the future. I just want to leave a final reminder to join my Discord server if you're ever interested in getting any more involved with our amazing community. As for the question of the video though, what would you rate Blue Lock chapter 333 on a scale of 1 to 10? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. And like always, thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this.